Hi, this is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop with the next drawer in our Toolbox and Shop Tour series. This is my small engine repair drawer. Now, I ran a small engine repair business for a number of years, and then before that I worked for a lawn care company and did all the repairs there. And this is all the special tools I ever had to get. Most of what you use is standard stuff, but here's some of the more specialty things. This is a deck leveling tool. You saw me use this in a video a while ago. This one's spring loaded, which is nice. So that sits, the blade sits there. Got some, you know how anti-seize is. I was just putting something together before I shot this video. So you put this side under a blade, and then you mark it, then you go to the other side, and use that to adjust them. Before I used this, I just used two 1-inch coupler nuts with bolts in them, and that worked just as good. Okay, then we got two different valve spring compressors. This is for overhead. This is for the old style. This compresses the valve spring so you can get the keeper off to remove the valves. Then, don't use this one very often. This one I used a lot, and still use a lot doing my engine rebuilds. You can typically buy these as a set too. A lot of auto parts stores carry these too. So yeah, pick up a set of those. Let's see, here's my valve lapping tool. I've always used one of these. I had a suction cup one that had like a push plunger on it, but this one's been good. And I just used the Permatex valve grinding compound. This stuff goes a long way. This is only my second tube in like 8 years of rebuilding motors and stuff. So good stuff. And here, these are my carburetor repair tools. I made these little, very common, a lot of people make these. It's for pulling the seats out of the small engine carburetors. This is a self-tapping screw. You run that in, you run this bolt nut down, and it'll pull the seat out. There's the spacer. If we're driving them back in, I have this punch. That's the size of most valve seats. I can put in my arbor press and push it back in. Real easy to set to make and really handy. Of course, now carburetors are so cheap, you just throw a new carburetor on them. Let's see what else we got. Got a couple different spark testers. I have one of this kind. I'm not a big fan of this one. I like those ones. They work real well. Tip cleaners. This is what I use to clean all the jets in the carburetor. I have a longer set somewhere too that I use a lot. These worked perfectly for cleaning out the jets. A lot of people will say that no, it's the other abrasive, it files it away. No, I've never ruined a carburetor with one. Super cheap, very handy for lots of things in the shop actually. I keep on my, always messing with spark plugs, so I keep all my spark plug sockets in here. Now for removing the jets and carburetors that have the thread-in jets, these cheap, usually promotional screwdrivers, the bits on them are usually really thick. See how it doesn't come to, it comes to a point, but see how it really quickly goes back to that? Really, the best tool I found for pulling those seats out when they're tough is you stab that down in there and lean on it with all your weight and twist it. And these things have far higher likelihood of getting them out than any normal screwdriver I've used. So you can buy these anywhere. These are just a couple 1/2-inch wrenches. They ground down. These fit those carburetors that have the plug-in on the bottom of them for the anti-backfire mechanism. These will fit between that there's a hex on them. So you ground these down, so you can actually take those off. That's all those are used for. And I got a seal puller in here I don't really use because it's kind of too big for most seals. I just drive them in from the other, or drive them out from the other side with a punch. Standard sized, these are for more for hydraulic filters on big mowers. This is pretty much the standard oil filter for mostly Kawasaki's and stuff. I use these quite a bit when I do my small engine repair. Let's see if I can get these. These are handy for a lot of things. They snap onto a socket. You know, there's a 1/2 inch, 3/8 and 1/4. Then you can put a wrench on them for like tight spaces. It's on big ZTRs or some garden tractors. You know, there's not a lot of room in there. So I use these a lot. I actually have, I think, 2 or 3 sets of these. Or get yourself a set. These things come in handy. The only thing is keep them in the pouch because they're also very easily lost. Like the second you set the 1/4 inch one down, it vanishes off the face of the earth. This is my favorite gasket scraper. I resharpen it all the time. I go through one of these a year. I just grind it down to nothing. So I use this instead of those razor ones. Those razor ones get kind of gougy. These guys you can get at Home Depot in their generic fuel line repair kits. This is an excellent tool for getting through a fuel tank through one of the small holes to grab new fuel line. You just poke a little hole in it and pulling it through. I've used these a lot. Very, very good tool. And the only real specialty tool I ever bought, and you don't really, I mean, you can see what this is made out of. That's some kind of sewing thing. And this is just a round thing. The Tecumseh carburetors have little O-rings in them. This is for getting them out. And this is for, you put it on there for installing it and pushing it in. You could get, this tool was cheap. It was less than $10, so I got it. But you could use other things, but the last thing in here is I think I have 2 different sizes of these. These are spark plug rethread taps. So you got these bigger, deeper galleys for collecting the chips. So you put, I put, you know, just red bearing grease in there. Then you run them in, run them out, and traps most of the chips. And again, you get these anywhere. And that is pretty much all the specialty tools. This is just a that. And spark plug. For pulling spark plugs, seeing which cylinders are dead. That's pretty much all the special tools you need to do 99% of small engine repair. You know, the rest of it's just basic hand tools. This would be the biggest thing. These are in here just for checking, you know, adjusting the valves. Most things I use out of the drawer was this, and the testers. So yeah, that's my small engine repair drawer. This is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.